I've been called for jury duty twice in my life. Now, I'm kind of old for that to only have happened twice. It's because I was an academic and I moved around a lot. And you got to be put for at least 3 years before they track you down and take you to jury duty. So, I moved to New York. I'd been there 4 years. I was called. And I said, finally, I can serve. Finally. At the time, I was teaching at Princeton. So I get called in. I get dressed up. I'm ready. Then they go through that Q&A part with the lawyers, except they don't call it Q&A because that would be too obvious. They call it something in French, so you don't know what the hell they're talking about. Any lawyers here? What's it called? Voir dire. This is America, Jack. I want to call it Q&A, all right? And I'm not hypocritical about this fact, because in astrophysics, we call it like it is. Spots on the sun are called sunspots. Jupiter's great red spot is called Jupiter's great red spot. Regions of space, you fall in, you don't come out, it's dark, black hole. The explosion at the beginning of the Big Bang. Don't get me started. And the chemists and the biologists, y'all are worse. Most important molecule in the human body, deoxyribonucleic acid. You all couldn't shorten that up a bit? And the geologists. You know I'm telling the truth. Big red stars, red giants. Where was I? Before you made me interrupt myself. Okay, so I'm there during the voir dire part. And so they started asking me questions. They asked everybody questions there, okay? They said, because you had to write what your profession. I said, astrophysicist. They said, well, what's an astrophysicist? I said, we take the laws of physics as we find it on the earth and apply them to the rest of the universe. Oh, that's interesting. Who says you teach at Princeton? Well, what class do you teach? Well, I teach a seminar there on the methods and tools of science, the evaluation of evidence, and the unreliability of eyewitness testimony. That was it. I was on the street 5 minutes later. I thought that might be useful information in a courtroom, that eyewitness testimony is the most unreliable form of evidence you could possibly bring to bear on any kind of data at all. If I discover something in the lab and I go to my colleagues, you gotta believe me, this is what I saw. It's like, shut up. Show me the chart recorder. Give me the evidence that did not have to go through your brain. The brain is one of the worst data-taking devices there ever was. And you've known that since 3rd grade when you play telephone. You know this. It's a blue house with a red bicycle on a lawn on the street block. By the time it was an apartment building with 7. The story gets corrupted once it gets processed by the human brain. Happens. Psychologists have known this for a while. So, all right. Well, then I realized they don't want to know that eyewitness testimony is the most fallible kind there are. So I didn't serve. 3 years later, I get called again. I said, I'm not going to tell them that. So I'm there. What's an astrophysicist? Oh, we're studying the universe. Fine. So I get past the voir dire, and I'm there. I'm now down to 15 jurors. Okay, am I going to make the cut? I'm almost there, because I want to like see how this works. I've only ever like seen it on TV. So I'm there, then the judge reads the case, the fundamentals of the case. And the defendant's standing right there in the courtroom. So the defendant is charged with criminal possession of cocaine. This is in Manhattan. It's called New York County Court, which is Manhattan. So criminal possession of cocaine is in possession of sorry, okay. It says, we found him in possession of 2,000 milligrams of cocaine, and this is, and he's being prosecuted for this, and I'm thinking, okay, it goes on, and these are the facts of the case, and I'm listening to this. And by the way, other folks, there's like a janitor, there's like a maid, there's like people, like regular people are here, right? People with like real jobs, not academic jobs, right? People like work, right? People who go home and are glad their day is over, right? That's a whole other kind of person that you don't find in academia, all right? So I listen to this and I say, so are there any questions? So I raised my hand and I said, sir, or Your Honor, why did you say 2,000 milligrams of cocaine? Because that's just 2 grams. And 2 grams is less than the weight of a penny, as I pulled a penny out of my pocket. And he said, well, that's that's what the paper says here, which meant he didn't even know what he was reading. And I said, because it sounds like you want it to sound like it's a lot of cocaine. 2,000 of anything has got to be big, unless it's 2,000 milligrams. Nobody speaks like that. I don't say, I'll see you in 400 million nanoseconds. Nobody talks like that. How far to your house? 100 million centimeters. You know? I don't. After that, it's about out on the street again. That was like what it was. I have yet to serve jury duty, people. Because the science literacy of knowing that 2,000 milligrams was hardly any cocaine at all was not what the court was interested in. That's our legal system.